Word on the street is that Jaden Smith has been struggling even more lately, and now he's reportedly pointing fingers at his parents, Will and Jada, for his mental health issues. Honestly, are we even surprised? Haven't we all been saying for years that Will and Jada played a major role in how their kids turned out? Jaden has been keeping a low profile for a while now. And let's not forget that he legally emancipated himself at just 16. He distanced himself from his family and even refused to participate in their public interviews, which is pretty telling. Anyone who has been following the Smiths knows that Jaden has exhibited behaviors that suggest he's dealing with serious mental health struggles. Take, for example, his appearance at the 2018 Skate Kitchen premiere, where he casually showed up with an iguana perched on his shoulder like it was just another accessory. That wasn't the only time he raised eyebrows. He's been known for his eccentric fashion choices, like mismatched shoes, and let's not even start on his ever-changing hair. Over the years, he's cycled through locks and afro, cornrows, and every possible hair color: blonde, burgundy, green, pink, you name it. In 2019, he even surprised fans with a half-shaved head and bleached eyebrows. By the time he hit the Coachella stage that same year sporting pink hair, gold-plated teeth, and those bleached brows, people were genuinely concerned. Fans even joked that he looked like a 60-year-old on something way too strong. Then there was that bizarre moment in November 2020 at Kendall Jenner's birthday party. While Kendall was already getting dragged for throwing a massive bash in the middle of a pandemic, where most guests were maskless, Jaden somehow managed to steal the spotlight by showing up in an oxygen mask. Yes, an actual oxygen mask. Talk about being completely out of touch with reality. And who could forget when he posted that unsettling video of himself crying? It wasn't just a one-time thing either. Jaden's social media presence has been filled with cryptic and concerning posts for years. Some of his tweets have left people genuinely confused, like when he wrote, "The more time you spend awake, the more time you spend asleep." Or when he advised people to just stare in the mirror and cry, and you'll be good. And let's not even get into the one where he said, "If newborn babies could speak, they would be the most intelligent beings on planet Earth." These aren't just random deep thoughts, they're clear signs that something is going on. Many people have speculated that Jaden's issues stem directly from his parents and their, let's just say, unconventional lifestyle. One person who has been vocal about exposing Will and Jada's questionable parenting and alleged activities is Jaguar Wright. She's openly claimed that both Will and Jada are bisexual and that their household has been a place where young men have fled in distress. According to her, these so-called mentorships were anything but normal, and one of the people who allegedly ran from their home was none other than Jaden's friend, August Alsina. Back in 2020, August dropped a bombshell when he revealed that he had been in a relationship with Jada in 2016, and even more shocking, he claimed that Will had given him his blessing. In his own words, "He gave me his blessing, and I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life. I truly, really deeply loved and have a ton of love for her." Imagine being a teenager and finding out that your mother was romantically involved with your close friend. That alone is enough to mess with someone's head. Sources close to the Smith family even confirmed that Jaden was deeply affected by his mother's entanglement with August. But that's not all. Another thing that likely impacted him was the illusion of his parents' so-called happy marriage. While they publicly played the role of a power couple, behind closed doors, they had actually been separated for years. Fans had suspected for a long time that their marriage was more of a brand than a real relationship. But Jada confirmed it herself in an interview, revealing that she and Will had been living separate lives since 2016. She even admitted, "Everybody knew that I was unhappy. If the whole world could see the cracks in their marriage, imagine what it must have been like for Jaden, who grew up witnessing the dysfunction firsthand." At this point, it's hard to ignore the signs. Jaden's struggles aren't just random. They're the result of growing up in a household filled with secrets, scandals, and public humiliation. While people may have brushed off his odd behavior as just him being eccentric, it's becoming clearer that his upbringing played a major role in shaping the person he is today. For years, people looked at Jaden Smith and wondered why he seemed so troubled. From the outside, it seemed like he had it all: fame, fortune, and a well-connected family. So when he started showing signs of struggling, people couldn't understand it. They thought, what could possibly be wrong? But behind the scenes, things were far from perfect. Close sources have revealed that while Jaden and his sister, Willow, love their mother dearly and even take on many of her traits, there was also a sense of relief when Jada finally spoke openly about what had been happening in their household. The secrecy surrounding their parents' marriage and personal issues had been weighing on them for years, affecting their mental health in ways few could imagine. According to insiders, they had witnessed firsthand the backlash Jada received from the public, and they just wanted people to move on. But how could they, when the situation was anything but normal? Another source pointed out that Will and Jada put their children in an incredibly uncomfortable and unnatural position. The Smith kids were constantly bombarded with questions about their parents, yet for years, they were expected to keep up the illusion that everything was fine. They had to smile for the cameras, pretend their family was rock solid, and maintain the facade of the perfect Hollywood household, when in reality, they knew that wasn't the case. This emotional burden led to a lot of tension, and according to reports, Jaden in particular struggled to cope. He reportedly had several conflicts with both of his parents and found it difficult to navigate the issues surrounding their marriage. Long before Jada openly admitted that she and Will had been separated since 2016, there were already whispers about the state of their marriage. In fact, some of those whispers came from Will and Jada themselves. Years ago, Jada made headlines when she told HuffPost Live, "I've always told Will, you can do whatever you want as long as you can look at yourself in the mirror and be okay. Because at the end of the day, Will is his own man. I'm here as his partner, but he has to decide who he wants to be. That's not for me to do for him." That statement alone was enough to raise eyebrows, but things got even messier when Jada later admitted that she never actually wanted to get married in the first place. She recalled being young, pregnant, and feeling immense pressure to tie the knot. She said, "I was under so much pressure, Being a young actress, being young. I was just like pregnant. I didn't know what to do. But I just knew. I never wanted to be married." Imagine growing up in a household where your mother openly admitted that she never wanted to be married to your father. Now, combine that with the fact that Will has always maintained that divorce is not an option for him. Will himself once said, "What I've found is that divorce just can't be an option. It's really that simple. If you just remove the option, because at some point, that person is going to make you want to divorce them." Even in Jada's bombshell interview with NBC, where she revealed that she and Will had secretly been separated since 2016, she still insisted that divorce was off the table. She said, "We made a promise that there would never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever, and I just haven't been able to break that promise." Now, imagine being Jaden and trying to process all of this. His parents have been openly unhappy for years. They don't want to be together, yet they also refuse to officially separate. What kind of message does that send? What must be going through his mind, trying to make sense of their situation? But it's not just the marriage drama that has had an impact on Jaden. The way Will and Jada chose to raise their kids has also been a major point of discussion. Their parenting style has always been unconventional, to say the least. In a 2013 interview with E! News, Will was asked when the last time he punished Jaden was, and he casually responded, "We don't do punishment." In another interview that same year, he elaborated, saying, "We respect our children the way we would respect any other person. Things like cleaning up their room, you would never tell a full-grown adult to clean their room, so we don't tell our kids to clean their rooms." Many people believe that this was the root of Jaden's struggles. The idea of expecting children to reason like fully independent adults at a young age can have serious consequences. By the time Jaden was 15, he had already had enough of his parents' approach and decided he wanted to be emancipated. He asked for legal independence as a birthday gift. At the time, Jada recalled her reaction, saying, "I remember thinking to myself, as devastated as I was like, he's right. The time is now. He's 15. It's time for him to leave the house." Most parents would have been heartbroken, but Jada's response raised even more questions. Why was she so quick to accept Jaden's decision to leave? Some people have speculated that Jada didn't have an issue with Jaden moving out because it gave her and Will more space and freedom to live their lives the way they wanted, without the burden of maintaining a traditional family structure. As for Jaden himself, he has been open about his struggles with mental health. He has spoken about dealing with anxiety and depression, and at some point, Jada decided to introduce him to psychedelic drugs, claiming they had helped her with her own mental health issues. However, whether or not these substances have actually helped Jaden is up for debate, as reports continue to suggest that he is still spiraling. So, at the end of the day, the question remains, are Jaden's struggles the result of his parents' choices? Did the environment he grew up in contribute to his mental health battles? Let me know what you think in the comments below.